So this is a little bit of an experiment here that you guys didn't know was going to happen. If I were to pick out events for certain athletes, because I gave them a range the past 2 or 3 years, if I would have picked out an event and said, Beth race X, Y, and Z, and I know that it wasn't her best showing, the answer would have been different. So the important part to that is we remember the things that mean the most to us and that we feel the best about. Okay? So when it comes to this whole finishing thing, in order to help rewire your brain, you got to think about the things that left you unfulfilled. We don't learn as much when we win. Man, you let me ride 100 miles with these 2 fools today, not cramping, but smashed. Guess what I'm not going to do next time? I'm only going to drink 1 bottle. No, you be quiet. Will you hit that light, please, ma'am? But so we learn the most from the things that don't go our way. You have to remember that. I don't care what type of human being you are, the biggest lessons we learn are the ones that hurt. Okay? And it was awesome that 3 people said, yeah, in the past 2 or 3 years it was this. Yeah, I was fulfilled, yeah. Because we choose to remember those, but we don't really grow from those. Okay? So when you're, huh?
Ask me.
Well, enough. So, all right, well, you're on the hot seat.
I was not fulfilled after Ironman Canada. I was not fulfilled after Ironman Texas because I had to stop early. And then I signed up for Canada to be fulfilled, and I was also not fulfilled after Canada. So now I'm like in this, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to be let down again. So that's the second part. It's like,
but what did you learn from those 2 things? One, tubulars are going to flat at some point in your life.
You can't control what's going to happen in the race. But then with Canada, it's like the hardest race I've ever done in my life, and I still was not fulfilled. Like, that's crazy.
3rd hardest race in the world. 3rd hardest Ironman you can do.
But it's because I did not have a goal. It's because I just had a finish goal. And that's not...
So you want to have anything to compare it to, or...
Yeah, and I can't compare it to Florida or Texas or any other race because there's nothing like it.
We can go back. Too soon? Too soon? I hear Canada's beautiful in July.
But I think that's what he's talking about, is that you cannot just have really true just finish goal because you'll let yourself down. And that's why I feel that, is because I did not have I went and finished it. So.
That's awesome. Appreciate that.
I think there's something unique to endurance athletes. Maybe it's athletes in general. I don't know. I've never been an athlete. But
we're well aware.
It seems like even to take it to the micro level, I think I could have run that 400 a little bit faster. I think I could have gone. I think I could have gone a little bit harder.
But do you find that same mentality carries over into work, carries over into relationships, carries over into any other part of your life, or is it unique to?
No, yeah, it does carry over to relationships. Absolutely.
Okay.
It carries over.
Yeah.
So it's a personality thing, right? We're all type A, blah blah blah, right?
That's his point. Yeah.
I was just curious. I wasn't trying to prove wrong. I just.
Personality. I mean, it takes a certain kind of person to go out and ride your bike for 6 hours.
Yeah, a really stupid person. You guys didn't hear that. Strike that from the record. Where's my lawyer? Can we strike that from the record? I appreciate that. That's a great point. And she made a great point too of the just finishing thing. As much as we think it's going to be fulfilling because we accomplished something, and I'm basically talking to you. Not because just finishing, but like if you say I just want to survive it. I've done this long enough. When an athlete tells me that, I said, no, that's not how we're doing this. I'm not walking down that slippery slope because it's never going to be good enough. If you're the athlete that you tell me you want to be or that I see you can be, it's never going to be good enough. You're never going to feel that, did it. This guy goes, what'd you go, at 12? Under 12? I don't know.
Yeah, 11:27.
Yeah, 11:27 in Ironman, and comes back and goes, nah, bro, I'm not happy. Right? Allie's going, that's crazy, right? Seems mind-blowing. To him, that doesn't feed the need. And that's very, very important when you go to goal setting, and that's not something I'm going to discuss. It comes up because goal setting is with finishing. If you say you're just going to finish, I'll tell you you're a liar. Because when you get done, you will be a bottomless pit. You'll be empty. Okay?
Do you think that has anything to do with the way that we train specifically? And I'm super new to this, obviously, you know that.
Yeah.
But I came from a
Sorry, we're out of time. So no.
way different background. Like everything I used to do was all power, all now, all here, and everything you were able to do was you literally like lay it out on the field.
Right there.
Like you, right here, right now. This is the only chance you get to give everything.
You either do or you don't.
You either do or you don't, right? And so, but with endurance training, you can't train that way.
Right.
Everything leading up to a race has to be, you know, this long-term thinking, this long-term programming, this everything is long-term. So we never get that chance to, like, mentally say, I've left it all out on the field here, and so then it's hard to translate that to a event because it's hard to say, what is that? What does that mean to leave it all out on the field when I've never done that in training?
I'll pound that. Solid point. And that comes from an outsider perspective, not any disrespect meant, but it's an outside thought process, right? And so I think you're right. I do think that it is an investment sport, okay? And if for example, Kendall and I start putting $10 in the bank today, and we'll do that once a week, am I going to be happy with the amount of money? More importantly, all that matters is she going to be happy with the amount of money we've saved in a year? I'm going to go to the casino, right? She's going to go, we can't pay the light bill with this. But, you know, it's that type of investment thing. And so at the risk of sounding like a grandpa, in this day and age, we want that I'm good now thing. And I think for a lot of athletes, and that's what camp is good about, because you'll see I'm good at this now. And you walk away from camp and go, I'm terrible at this part right now, though. I'm hungry. I'm going to go fire it up. There's always like the post-camp buzz, and it'll be for the next month. You will train like crazy because of what you saw and felt at camp. And so, you know, speaking to that, I think part of it is a culture thing. Because when Nixon is waiting, which is my stepson, he's waiting for his Halloween costume to come in, and we ordered it, I don't know, 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's not Amazon. So we're not getting it in 2 days. And he's going, where's my costume? Every day rides the hoverboard, first world problems, to the mailbox looking for his costume. Okay? And I keep making the joke of like, what if he had to wait 6 to 8 weeks for plus shipping and handling? Like, I forget what I ordered when I ordered it 2 days ago. And so I think part of it's culture. There is not a lot of instant gratification in what we do, period. You guys all know that. Like, there's not. But if you look within your training, there's instant gratification, okay? For example, some people like to use Strava. I think Strava is okay at times for certain things. Is your effort now better than your effort then? Well, the problem is that we've got 4 or 5 points on that. Well, what was my workout? Did I hit the effort when I was recovering? All this other stuff, you know. And I love when athletes, they'll send me a text. Oh, coach, I'm sorry about this. You know, we did this, or rode with this group and did this, or when was this way. All tons of excuses to prove to me why their numbers weren't better. Well, did you feel better? Do you feel stronger? Do you feel more fit? There's a lot to that, okay? And so with what he was saying, I think that due to the investment and due to the fact of specificity, right? So if you are doing an Ironman in the next 6 weeks, you're going to be Ironman effort. Like, you're going to be locked in, all day diesel motor, okay? And if I'm doing that and I'm going to train with someone that's doing a half or someone that's training for a half marathon, and I go run with them, I'm going to look at them and go, what's happening here? But I'm going to be specific for what I need. And I think that's the hard part about that, is that you have to get very dialed into the discipline and the distance you're going to do, okay? Is that kind of answer?
Yeah, no, that was a talking point.
No, it was a great talking point. Great talking point. I'll pound that again. I'm down.
Well, it's like at long distance, you don't feel like you're going all out.
Right.
But it is your all out for that distance.
Which then in turn makes it hard at the end for you to say, like, because like right now, like we'll do workouts like on a Saturday, and you know, you run 10, 12 miles after a 50-mile bike ride, and at the end you're just kind of like, okay, we finished.
I did it.
Meh.
I did it.
Yeah, like what,
Pizza me.
You know, and you're like, okay, what now?
So the comment, I've yet to find out a way to put it out there. The comment that Caitlin Close, which is his daughter, came up with prior to Will's Ironman, that Amy told me while he's out racing. Amy comes up and she goes, you know what Caitlin said? And Caitlin's 20, what is she, 19? 18? Same thing. So Amy walks up and kind of quietly, and she's like super nervous. She's like you were at Galveston, like losing your mind, like, I think I see him in the water. Is he drowning? And we're like half a mile away from the start line. Anyway, so so Amy comes up and like quietly whispers, she goes, Caitlin mentioned that what Dad's doing is amazing because we take it for granted that he rides his bike 100 miles, he runs 16 miles, he swims for 5K. And the problem, I think, to go with that, the problem is you get around people that are doing things that you go, what? What did you do when I said he went 11 whatever he went, right? You were like, I got nothing. Like, that's ridiculous. I'll pound that. So, so we get around people, and in order to get better, we got to be around people that are, say it with me, better, right? And so when we see those people, we immediately think, I am lesser. Okay? And so we don't get that gratification. I rode bikes with these two animals this morning. Like, I'm riding along thinking, I'm not this out of shape, right? And they're killing it. But I didn't come away from that going, man, I'm terrible. I suck at this. I should do something different. I should start like a spin studio or something. No. Too soon? What's the... Anyway. So, I'll pound that. That's like our Ironman finish. I'm like, babe, give me a kiss. And she's like, whoa! And I'm all like, what? No. So here's a question for the group to kind of move on a little bit here. Is it harder, and I'd love for 5 people, I want 5 people to raise their hands, is it harder to start or to finish? Yes. Monty says, sure. So 5 people, raise your hands. If not, we're doing push-ups. 10, 9, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Monty, your hand was up. I saw it. So, raise your hands. Don't put your hands down yet. Is it harder to start something or finish something? Beth?
Start.
Why?
Because I have a lot of I don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm scared to start.
If somebody else repeats that same thing, there are going to be problems.
Finish.
Why?
It's easy to start something. I mean, it's easy to start something, but they keep going on and on. I mean, through the whole process, I guess I mean, it's a long process a lot of times to finish, and then sometimes you don't want to end. I mean, you just don't want to end.
Hey.
Can't finish. I think I can start 15,000 projects, but actually getting to the end of them and finishing them.
That struggle is real.
That's a personality thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So, Monty, start or finish?
Finish.
Why?
The self-doubt creeps in.
Okay.
The bad days happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make it a million excuses, but, and those are fine. They might delay the start, but
By months.
getting into it, yeah, getting into it, and starting to do the work, that's when the self-doubt creeps in. Getting into an event, having the event not go the way you thought it was going to go, self-doubt. Training with athletes who are a million times more gifted than you, self-doubt creeps in. You have to dig deep and surround yourself with people who love you and who will keep pushing you.
We're going to group hug you for the end of this weekend, by the way.
I mean, yeah, I haven't finished anything on my own. I just haven't. I can't claim a single finish line for myself, but I can claim it for all the people who got me there.
Yeah. It's good. Good viewpoint. Very good viewpoint.
Start for sure.
Starts the hardest? Why is that?
Because the finish line's so much further away. Once you start, you're already closer to the finish line.
Solid point. Solid point. Anybody else have their hand raised that I missed? Kimmy? Kimmy had her hand raised. I swear I saw it. Kirk said you had it raised. Right, Kirk? Now, that's starting anything. It could be starting a new job. It could be starting a diet. It could be starting your car. Like,
Is she doing that bike ride you said? She's doing a bike ride. Yeah, she's doing a bike ride.
are you doing Big Dam Bridge?
Yeah.
What?
Told you.
Oh, so that makes you a lesser human being. Okay, that makes sense.
She's looking at
All right.
I mean, both probably are hard for me.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. And I heard someone. Did you have something?
I was just gonna say that something that I might identify that a couple people just said is the training, the self-doubt that comes in when you're training. I mean, I had that really bad today during our run because everyone was faster than me, and I had that moment where I like was about a little bit over a mile, and everyone was gone. And I was just like, I suck. Everyone is better. I'm the worst. Like this and that. And then I kind of woken down and pulled up my big girl panties, and I was like, all right, well, I'm better than I was a year ago, and I'm better than I was 6 months ago, and I'm doing the things, and it doesn't matter what other people are doing because I'm a better person.
And hey, that is beautiful. And your medal looks just like his medal.